Okay, let's talk about values for a minute. I'm using that word as an engineer, not a theologian, an ethicist, or a politician. The way I use the word values is to refer to our preferences and priorities, our measures of merit, our desirable attributes for the project we're working on. We all have values, and they shape our decision-making and problem-solving in serious and profound ways. The problem is we aren't always aware of what our values are, or what they should be, or how they affect our outcomes. For example, if I value simplicity, then I would say it is important and good to have a simple product, and I would take steps to avoid complexity. When we value simplicity, we make simple things. When we value complexity, on the other hand, we make complicated things. Here's an example. I once had the wonderful opportunity to review a government program document called a Test and Evaluation Master Plan, a TEMP. This TEMP document had a 10-page acronym list at the back. It was only a 100-page document, so a full 10% of it was dedicated solely to listing all the acronyms in the document. One of the acronyms in the TEMP was the acronym TEMP. As if somebody were to sit down and read this Test and Evaluation Master Plan, come across the acronym TEMP and think, I wonder what that means. I don't know. I don't remember. I better go look in the back of the appendix and see if it's listed there. Test and Evaluation Master Plan. Whoever created that 10-page acronym list clearly valued rigor and thoroughness. Boy, they didn't miss a single acronym. I'm sure they looked at that list and said, good work has been done here, because that creation reflected what they valued. I think they might have overvalued thoroughness. I suspect the cost of creating and maintaining those 10 pages was higher than the value conveyed. I don't think it added anything to the document to have the acronym TEMP included in the acronym list for the TEMP. Now, it's a small example, but it's the kind of thing that shows up over and over again, and it's just one sort of silly example of how values shape our design decision-making and our problem-solving approaches. So there are a lot of different things we could value. There are different value sets we could adopt. And it's important to take some time to consider what your values are and how they shape your decisions. It's really important to talk with your team about it and make sure the team as a whole is using an appropriate, effective set of values. The data I've studied suggests that teams which value speed, thrift, and simplicity tend to outperform teams that embrace the opposite of values and express a spare no expense, take your time type approach. So speed, thrift, and simplicity, is that the right value set for you and your team? Maybe. You may want to consider the data as well and take a look at what happens when people in your context, in your environment, value speed, thrift, and simplicity to see if that's a productive value set for your particular project.